Last time we talked about how religion, faith, Christianity, and all of it is just nonsense and irrational and illogical, and we're kind of brutal. But today we're going to apply that same brutality to science, logic, rationality, reason, and really ask the question and put reason to the same amount of scrutiny that faith is, and ask the question, where does reason come from? And so one of the most basic things that we can come to is the fact that reason is actually built off of the senses. Seems logical, right? Whatever we take into our eyes, ears, nose, the rest of it, through the five senses, that's what eventually builds reason. For example, if you were to encounter a bee, and the first time you saw it, you saw this buzzing little creature come by, and you thought maybe it looks real cute and black and yellow, and it comes up to you and lands on you and stings you. Now, your sense, the sense of touch, would obviously register that sting. It would send something to your mind that's unpleasant, and you'd flick it off of you, hopefully. But the next time you saw that bee, you would remember, so memory operates with our senses and forms reason, and we would stay far away from the little bee buzzing. Now, the problem is this: reason is not everything that it's all cracked up to be. And especially for those that want to somehow critique Christianity, they forget that reason is actually very, very narrow, because reason is built solely off the senses. We don't get reason from any other source. We only get it from the senses. And we know that the senses are very narrow. For example, we can't hear what dogs hear. They have a heightened sense of hearing. We can't see what bees see in certain spectrums. You know, they can see farther than us. So we know that there's a fixed bandwidth of our senses that we have available to us. And so if the bandwidth of the senses is very, very narrow, we know that reason can't go beyond that. It is only built from that. So then reason itself is very, very narrow as well. And because the senses are narrow, reason must be narrow. And therefore, reason is not what you thought it was. And maybe faith isn't what you thought it was either.